Okay. Haziq, are you around? Okay, Haziq, ambil attendance, Haziq. Okay, we continue with our topic about the law, and for this particular topic, I would like to just focus on this type of law, which is contract law and tort law, because these are the law that is going to affect you in your professional work later on, mostly. Of course, I don't deny that there are other part of law that affect us directly, traffic law lah, apa-apa, a lot of other law. But these two things really affect us that we should know about it. Okay? People still coming, so still coming late. So what is contract? What is contract? Anybody? What is contract? What is contract? Talking about contract today. What is contract? Anybody? Apa dia contract? You cannot see the slide. Agreement. Are you sure you cannot see the slide? Can you see the slide? Anybody? Can you see the slide? Can, isn't it? No problem. Siapa tak boleh nampak tadi? Okay. No problem. So, what is contract? Contract, agreement between parties. What? Contract is agreement. Actually, contract is not, the definition of contract is not only agreement, there is agreement that is enforceable by law. There's agreement that's enforceable by law. So it's a binding legal agreement. Maknanya apa? What does it mean? A contract that is not enforceable by law is not considered as a contract. That contract is null and void. Null and void dalam bahasa Melayu apa? Null and void. N-U-L-L. Null and void. Apa dia? Null and void apa dia? Tak laku. Tak laku. So it's not considered a contract. So first thing, a contract is a legal agreement. Definition of it is that exchange of promise between one parties to another parties to do something or refrain from doing something. Perjanjian antara dua parties, dua pihak untuk melakukan sesuatu ataupun untuk tidak melakukan sesuatu. This is a keyword. To do something, promise, or refrain from doing some things. It's a contract. But what does it mean by refrain from doing something? Example, you are working with a company. The contract state that you are not allowed to get involved with other company. It means what? You agree or you to not to do something. That's a contract. So under this contract, why the contract need to be signed? Why the contract? Why do we need a contract to do something? Put back a question, a rephrase question. Why do we need a contract? Why do we need a contract? Kenapa kita memerlukan kontrak? Anybody? To ensure benefit, Ivan. What else? The contract protect the parties from being victims. Satu. By what? Providing a way to remedy. Remedy means what? Untuk menuntut balik. To get payback on from the other parties who breach the contract. That's the importance of the contract. So, what is elements of contract? What does it mean by elements? Anybody? In Bahasa Melayu also is okay. What is the means by elements of a contract? What is element here? Anybody? What is elements here? Ciri-ciri. What else? Unsur what? Elements of some of them, if you see the Malaysian translation is keperluan. Means what? Without this one, the contract can be challenged. Boleh dicabar. Can be challenged. Because it is not considered as binding. Tanpa perkara berikut, keperluan tersebut, kontrak tadi boleh dicabar sebagai tidak mengikat. Tidak mengikat. Okay. Okay. So the contracts mestilah ada apa dia? First of all, offer and acceptance. So apa dia offer? Apa dia offer? She can offer the offer. What is offer? Tawaran. Okay. What is assistance? Acceptance? Penerimaan. You like the bahasa Melayu. Okay. So the person who give the offer is called offerer. The person who accept the party, I call it party. Why do I mention party? Because the contract can be between person to person, can be between person to company, can be between person and a state. Understand? Can be a person and institution, between university and student. That's a contract. So the party is called offerer. The party who makes the offer is called offerer. The party who make the acceptance is acceptor. Okay. So the offerer will offer to the acceptor some things that he will do some things or he will not do some things. Which the expectation of the acceptor will do something or will not do something. Faham tak? Pusing-pusing ayat dia. This what? Penawar tadi memberi tawaran untuk melakukan sesuatu atau untuk tidak melakukan sesuatu dengan harapan penerima tawaran tadi melakukan sesuatu atau tidak melakukan sesuatu. Are you with me? Everybody? We have to talk in terms of legal law. Are you with me, everybody? So, the action of offering to do something and not to do some things is called consideration. Is called consideration. So what is the meaning of consideration now? What is consideration in bahasa Melayu? What is consideration in bahasa Melayu? Pertimbangan. Then. Good try. What is consideration in bahasa Melayu then? That's why our bahasa Melayu is not that direct translation in legal terms. It is not pertimbangan. The consideration, if you translate it, is called balasan. Balasan. Okay. So means what? What is balasan? Balasan is the promise to do something or not to do something. No, it's better translation, isn't it? Untuk melakukan sesuatu atau untuk tidak melakukan sesuatu. Are you with me now? It's balasan. So, now, we will look at your construction contract. Construction contract. The contract, the parties in the contract is what? The client, say for the project, is the client and the contractor. So, my question is, in that particular construction contract, who is the offerer? Who is the offerer? Ain Fitriah, who is the offerer? Ain? Ain mana tidur? I'm talking about construction contract. Makna is between the client and the contractor. So consultant kat luar lah this contract. So who made the offer? Who made the offer? Somebody said client, somebody said contractor. Who is the offer? Look back at the contract document. We are learning this semester, isn't it? Look at the contract agreement. What is when you call for a tender, then the contractor will submit the form of tender. What is stated in the form of tender? At the bottom there. Apa dia? Harga yang ditawarkan, the price offered by the contractor. They put a price. I'm offering a price of 1.755 million, blah 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 blah, to complete and to construct and complete the project, blah 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 blah. For how many weeks? Then the consultant will prepare the what? Letter of acceptance to be signed by the client. That's why it's called LA, letter of acceptance. The client accepts. So the client become the acceptor. Clear now? Very clear? This is why it's called letter of acceptance, LA. Letter of acceptance. Okay. Marriage is a contract. It's called marriage contract. Marriage is contract. You know, marriage is a contract between the husband and the wife. Finally, but okay. Okay, Akmal. For marriage contract, who is the offerer? Akmal lah kahwin kan? Depend on who propose. Okay. Siapa dah kahwin kat sini? Any other guess? Amira? Oi, Mak Nur Hafiz ini jauh lari mak mertua eh. Okay, takkan you tak pernah tengok. Don't tell me that you never come across or witness akad nikah. Okay, look at the akad nikah. So, put it this way. Kalau nak faham, who accept it? Aku nikahkan engkau, Akmal bin Arif dengan Ashikin. Dengan mas kahwinnya RM50 hutang. Kan? So, what should Akmal say? Akmal jawab macam mana? What should Akmal say? Akmal macam jawab? Akmal? Kena Akmal jawab. Okey, tunai. Okey, apa Akmal jawab? Aku terima. Means what? Akmal terima. So, Akmal is the acceptor. So, how? So, what then the Qadi said? Okay, Amal terima. But before that, Qadi, then Amal terima, Qadi will go and ask first. Siapa nama girlfriend Akmal? Siapa nama dia? Ikin, So, what you do? Sebelum nikah tu, Qadi akan jumpa Ikin. Kalau bapak dia tak nikahkan kan? Nur Ashikin, bapak kamu telah berwakilkan kepada aku untuk menikahkan kamu dengan Akmal. Kamu setuju tak? So, apa Ikin jawab? How does Ikin reaction? Dia tunduk, senyum-senyum, malu-malu. Macam tu kan? Ya ke? Ke dia melompat terus? Okay? So, understand now the flow. Just you actually kan, this contract is universal. The contract mentioned in the Quran, I cannot remember which verse, but I come across many times when I read the translation. All these are in the Quran, All these are in the Quran. Imagine, it's in the Quran. The elements of contract. Okay, now, what is the consideration? What is the consideration? What is the consideration? In this particular akad nikah. The consideration in the construction contract is simple, isn't it? The contractor offer to complete the job. That's the consideration by the contractor. the consideration by the client will pay. Okay. The consideration in akad nikah? Apa dia? Apa Akmal bagi dekat Syikin? Janji dia. What is Akmal promising to Syikin? Come on. You are going to sign this contract. Akmal kata apa? Hidup semati. Dia ni Muhammad bercinta ni lain sikit Ni kita cakap pasal kontrak Love. No, what else? Give me the answer. Nur Hafizi dapat satu, to protect. And Nur, dua-dua cakap, Hafizi ni boleh lah, dia boleh kahwin, dia bukan nafkah dan protection. Okay. The answer is to provide and to protect. To provide and to protect. Hafizi ni rasa dia dah pergi, Hafizi has gone to ni, kursus nikah kursus kahwin. Dah pergi dah Hafizi? Dah pergi belum kursus nikah Hafizi? Patut dia pergi kursus nikah. Okay. To provide and to protect. Of course, to provide is to give nafkah, love, things like this. This is law. It's one simple word. One simple word, it covers everything. That's why I like the English version. To provide and to protect. So, Ikin tadi, janji Kak Amal, apa dia? What is the promise of Ikin? Kak Amal? What do you expect Amal from Ikin? Akmal, what do you expect from Ikin? The right word is loyal. Kesetiaan means it covers everything. Because when you said taat, it's different. Taat means you just follow what the husband asks. Loyal. Loyalty means. So as long as it is not against the religions, then we should be together. One person take the lead. Support and loyalty. Support and loyalty. Okay. Dalam kelas ni siapa yang partner? Siapa yang dah berkapal-kapal dalam kelas ni? Mira single. Siapa lagu ni single lelaki-lelaki boleh cari, boleh tu? Haziq. Haziq, siapa partner Haziq? Nadia? Oh, steady ya. Okay, the third requirement is all parties tadi dah ada offer, there is offer, acceptance and both must have consideration. If one of it tak ada consideration, it's not legal. Means what? Janji kosong. For example, okay, orang cakap, saya akan bagi you RM50. But, cakap kosong, jumpa kat tengah jalan, Akmal, nanti aku bagi kau RM100. So, means what? That is janji, but not a contract. Why? Because I'm going to pay 100 ringgit, but what are you going to give me? Okay, so this consideration does not necessarily need to be fair. I repeat again, this consideration does not need to be fair. Balasan ini tidak semestinya perlu adil untuk menjadikan ia sah dari segi kontrak. Contohnya apa? What is the example? Give me one big example. We have a contract between us dengan China, for example. For the construction of the ECRL, where the contract is very biased. It's not fair. It's not fair. But it is enforceable. Because we signed the contract. Because there is consideration. Ada balasan. We receive the money, small. Mungkin kita terima banyak yang the big part goes to Najib Widodo. But our country still need to pay. We have signed a contract of water between us and Singapore. Singapore buy at a very cheap rate from us, the water in Johor. And then they sell us at a very high rate. It is not fair according to any people judgment. But the contract is valid and enforceable. Are you with me? And everybody? So consideration does not need to be fair. If you have agreed with somebody, for example, you want to sell a property which is a very low price, and both party agrees. Both party agrees. Means agree not under force. They don't put the gun on your head. You sign it. So it is legal. You have to know that. Okay. Okay. Then the third one, the contract has an intention to create a legal relationship. Dia bukan suka-suka. Example what? You sign an agreement of a marriage contract with Bangladesh. Why? Because you agreed with him that you will not stay together. After he got the permanent citizenship, then you cerai. So what? The contract is not for marriage. The contract is not to create legal relationship. The contract is for some other purpose. Mesti ada niat. Niat mesti betul. Betul tak, Rahimah? Hafizi kata, you suka Bangladesh. Betul ke, Rahimah? Oh, terpaksa. Kenapa terpaksa? Kau Fiji tak nak. Kau Fiji macam mana, Fiji? Fizi, you don't say like that. Normally orang yang cakap tak nak dekat public tu, one day dia jadi betul. Tak boleh tarik balik nanti. Betul tak? Selalu macam tu. Jom kita sama-sama doa pagi yang mulia ni so that Hafizi betul jadi dengan Rahimah. Amin. Okay. The fourth one is legal capacity. Means what? The parties in the contract, the offerer and the acceptance, must have a legal capacity to represent and sign the contract. Nur Aniza nak masuk ni. Siapa boyfriend Nur Aniza ni? Nur Aniza baru nak masuk. Bagi masuk tak? Siapa boyfriend dia? Bagi masuk tak? Akmal. Akmal dia lawyer. Oh. Mana ada udang balik batu ni? Okay. Let's say you are signing a contract to sell your father's car to somebody else because you are driving the car, but the car is under your father's name. Suddenly your father said, "No, I'm not going to sell it," and then the buyer said, "I have paid half of it." He agreed to this. We signed the contract already. Bring to the court, but you in the court he said you don't have the legal capacity. You don't own it. Understand? There's legal capacity. Second, legal capacity is that you are under the age who can sign a contract. As I say, minimum legal age, 18 you can sign. But certain contract has exception. For example, your scholarship or study loan can be below 18. You sign that one, is legal. There's exception to the age requirement. And then for marriage, below 18 also is allowed. That's what the previous government, Pakatan Harapan, trying to make it illegal for children marriage, to raise the legal age of the marriage. They call it legal age. Because poor people in the deep interior part of our country, the uneducated one, they got married too early. They become victims. 15 years, 11 years, just like time. Last time, my sister get married at the age of 11 before the Japanese time. That's different. Now it's different. So they are trying to raise up the legal, but the religious people and people from the interior part of the East Coast, orang asli semua, they don't want it. They don't want it. They want a higher legal age, lower legal age. They don't want any limit to the legal age of marriage. Okay, any question? So far, so good? The other one is legal legal capacity. Legal capacity, another one is you must not mad, not crazy. You must not under the influence of some things, of drug or things like that. You are insane. Tak mabuk. Legal capacity. What else? You are signing in not under duress, bukan dipaksa. They don't put the pistol on your head. It's legal capacity. That's why I answer you, Mat Hafizi. But you have to prove to the court that you are being forced to sign. Forced to sign. And it's considered illegal. Contract is considered null and void. Okay. Okay, then as you mentioned before, the contract must be legal under the law. The consideration must be legal. For example, a contract between hookers, pelacur, dengan orang, with the people who bring them to the country. That they come here and they should become the prostitute for 1 year and the income should be split between them. That is illegal. So when it is illegal, no matter how they sign it, cannot be enforced. Contract to supply, for example, illegal medicine or drug cannot be enforced. Okay? The consideration must be legal. Okay? Any questions so far? So good? It affects you, it affects all of you. What is formalities? Formalities is not a requirement. But this formalities is important. Why? Because if there is any dispute, you want to go for a settlement, for those who have to cover the losses from those who breach the contract, you need to go to the court of law. Over there, they will ask for the documents and proof. So that's why formalities become important. The formalities will explain the detail of how the contract is going to be implemented. For example, for our construction contract, we have the terms and conditions of the contract, we have the witness, everything. That's called formality. Okay? So for any dispute, this formalities documentation will be very important things to settle the dispute. Okay, any questions so far? Okay? Semua senyap ya? When mention about contract akad, semua excited. When I mention about other things, semua tak berminat. Any question? So, see now, we go for the slide one after another. See, is there anything that I miss? And offer and acceptance, you understand now? Okay. Okay, that one answer already. That means acceptance and offer, the consideration does not need to be fair. Some contracts can be oral and others cannot. Means what? You need documentation to go to court. Some contracts can be oral. If you can see, some of our marriage contract, oral can be a contract, but you need a witness. You need a witness. The thing is that, is the witness going to tell the truth? Tell the truth. Because we cannot simply, sometimes, especially in business, with an agreement, sometimes we don't even have a document. Okay, I agree to be your partner. I give you how much, blah, 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 blah. Then we sign it later. We agree already. Documentation come later. The same thing as your construction contract, if you remember. Once they issue the LA, they agree with the price. But the detail of the contract is not there yet. After 2 months or within 3 months, they will compile the actual contract. Means they trust each other with the LA, they start the contract. Means the real complete document is not ready yet. Okay. See? Sometimes, for example, now I have a contract with Petronas to do consultancy last week. They cannot issue a letter because they have to go through various levels in Petronas. And we, UPM also, cannot agree because you have to go to various levels. But we trust each other because of wrong principle. We just discuss, okay, we start. It's a contract already. But you have a lot of witness. It's a contract already. Okay? But the contract agreement between politician boleh percaya tak? Boleh percaya tak between politician? Between the parties, the political party, boleh percaya tak kontrak dia? Boleh percaya tak? Saja tanya, I ask you all because of the opinion. Do you think people should trust Mahathir? Let's say he's given the opportunity to govern in 6 months' time, he's going to hand over. Do you think people will trust? Boleh percaya tak kakak? Saja tanya you, this open discussion kan. We don't belong to any parties, just read the newspaper kan. He promised that he will hand over. There's a saying in about this contract and agreement. What is the saying? Contract and agreements is signed to be broken. Saja je. So what? Sometime in this real world, you want to pursue something, people offer you to a contract. I'm talking about a real life situation, kan? Don't feel so comfortable. People will sign anything to get what he wants. You understand? People will promise the moon and the sun to get what he wants. You say that he will sacrifice his life to get what he wants. But once he got it, he will not do it. Same thing you see between husband and wife fight each other, then go back, the promise to be good, then broken again. So, means what? Or you sign a contract between somebody and you think that he will fulfill, because otherwise he will get punished because of what he has signed and he didn't fulfill. But to some people, so what? See you in court. They don't bother about the implication of the agreement. They just sign to get something. You in real life, you must realize that. You must realize that. Just like you want something from your parents, mother and father. You want a good car, then you promise your parents, when I get a good car, I will go to the mosque every morning, before the call of the prayer. Sebelum azan saya akan pergi. Cakaplah apa-apa dengan your parents, and your parents will buy. Then, are you going to the mosque every morning? By right, you have signed a contract with your parents already. Means what? Before you get something, people will promise something. People will swear to do some things. Swear. What is swear in bahasa Melayu? Swear? Apa dia swear? Bersumpah. Swear something means not, the level is higher than promise. When you swear means what? You will do your best to do it. Even your life is less important then the implementation of your promise. They swear. You swear. But for the Muslim, this swearing is not allowed in the Quran. You don't allow us to swear. Because why? When you swear means what? With the name of God means what? You are playing with the name of the God. You don't respect the name of the God. You swear and then you break it. So swearing is not allowed actually. Sumpah to do something, sumpah untuk tidak menipu is not allowed. You must understand that. Don't do that. If you have boyfriend, your boyfriend said, sumpah saya tak buat lagi. Sumpah means your boyfriend cannot be trusted. It's not what I'm saying. This is what the Quran is saying. Those who like to swear are those who don't. We cannot be trusted. Why? Because your character. You need to swear to get people believe you. If you are good character, you don't need to swear. You just say something, yes, I will do it, inshallah. People know you will deliver. But if you swear, means what? You need the other parties to be convinced badly. And for you to do that, you need to swear. Means your what they call it, status is not good. Your trustworthiness is not good. Because you need to swear. For example, in business, if you are good in business, for me, if I want to get something, I will just call my supplier. You please send this one. Okay, I will send. No need to have an agreement or formal, so no problem between me and partner. You transfer to my account. I don't have the money now. They will transfer. Means what? The trustworthy is there. But of course, it's not good in terms of contract because there is no room for remedy. But that is the real life. Everybody following me? This is outside the topic. It's about the life that you are going to be there. Everybody following me? Senyap ya semua? Are you okay? So remember, in terms of relationship, actually you need to be trusted. Need to be trusted. Okay. Here's consideration. Any question about this one? But need not be adequate. Means it's not need to be fair. Okay, this one. I missed this one. Consideration must not be from the past. Means what? Whatever you have done before cannot be considered as consideration. Consideration must be what you are going to give, what he is going to get. That one can be only considered as consideration. Are you with me? Must not be from the past. Means not done yet is consideration. If you have taken the money, for example, then of course, how to make that money become consideration means what? You have taken the money, then you cannot pay the money. Then no agreement before that. Then that particular money must be defined. So how to define it? The consideration will be the debt will be considered as advance payment, for example. So you redefine that particular money. It's not the past. You redefine it. Okay, still following me? Liana, okay, Liana? Okay, intention to be legally bound is a definition. Okay, I will explain to you, except this privity. Privity means what? Huh? Not secret, not, that's privacy. Privacy is different. There, the definition is there, relation between two parties that is recognized by the law. For example, your father is having a contract to sell the property to some other people. Suddenly your father passed away. So, you and your sibling and your mother inherit the property. So, you can become part of the contract. It's privacy. Okay. Okay, Akmal. Akmal Arman, okay. This privacy. Okay. Not privacy, privacy. Legal capacity, I have mentioned to you, cannot be minors, cannot be disabled, means mabuk, or things like that. Adult, mentally incapacitated. What is mentally incapacitated? Nyanyuk okay juga, but that's gila, okay, nyanyuk, nyanyuk, okay, nyanyuk, okay, too old, people are normally the brothers are suing the other brothers when the father signed the will to the favorite children at the very old age. He said, "Oh, he is mentally incapacitated, cannot make good judgment." Now, Sami Velu son is stopping the girlfriend of Sami Velu from getting any benefit from Sami Velu properties. Sami Velu got a illegal wife, a second mistress, which in court now claiming. You tak follow, You know who is Sami Velu? You tahu tak siapa Sami Velu? Because you don't belong to that. Anybody knows Sami Velu? Past MSC president. Okay, he got a girlfriend kan. Now the son is saying that Sami Velu is incapacitated in the court. Belum pas, yeah. Pas MSC president, late means sudah meninggal lah. Belum meninggal lagi, ada lagi kan. Ni siapa punya saudara tau. Siapa? Kelas kita. Dia punya saudara tau. Jangan main-main. So now, you see, when you study these things, you see, when you have a problem in court, somebody try to claim from the other party because the other party cannot deliver the promise. The first line of agreement they are trying to do is to say that the contract is not enforceable. First thing they are trying to do is that the contract is not enforceable. Why? For example, the person who signed it is not representing the country. Or it is against the law. It's not legal. That's why how China, when we deal with them to get something back for our ECRL, if you go to international law, we go to international law for the gas, pipe gas in Sabah, Sarawak, we are not paying them anymore now. Not paying them anymore. They keep quiet now. We are not paying them anymore. Why? Because we can say that that contract is illegal, signed by Najib. Means the money goes to his pocket, for example. Why? The payment is being made, first few payments being made without the project implementation. Means what? Somebody, if you can prove that Najib is getting something from it, means the contract is illegal because it has already breached the law. That's why they keep quiet, maybe. So the first thing they do in the court is to prove that the contract is lacking of these elements. When the contract is lacking of any one of these elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they cannot prove it in court, means no formality, no documents, anything, the contract is considered null and void. Means those who claim for the remedy cannot get the remedy. Are you with me? Are you with me? No, everybody. Okay. I give you one very, you ngantuk. I give you one very good example. For example, siapa kat sini siapa yang ada boyfriend, mak dia tak setuju. Emira. Katakan Nur Emira. Nur Emira. Mana Emira ada boyfriend tak Emira? Betul? Mira. Mira. Boyfriend dia siapa? Hakimi. Hakimi. Betul Let's say Amira and Khalid. Amira and Khalid wants to get married. Amira orang mana? Amira orang mana? Mira orang mana? Dia orang mana? Orang Kelantan ke orang mana? Orang mana Mira? Kelantan. So Kelantan kan. I spot the right point. They said mak dia kata mesti kahwin dengan orang kita. Tak nak orang luar. Betul tak? Let's see. They don't want outsider. Betul kan? Betul. Say that. So outsider cannot be considered as orang luar. So then mak dia tak bagi dekat. Parents does not allow her to get married. So what do they do? What do they do? Mira, what is your next action? Dia tak bagi kahwin dengan boyfriend you? What are you going to do? Kahwin lari. Pandai You kahwin lari. Pergi dekat Siam. Okay. I'm not talking about Islamic. I'm talking about law. Over there, you get married, means there is a contract between you and your husband. Okay? Then, suddenly, after a few years, your husband get married another one. In Malaysia. No? The second wife registered under Malaysian law and you are not registered under Malaysian law. Okay. I'm not talking about Islamic. Islam, in general, that akad nikah is recognized. Means what? In hereafter, your husband is answerable. But then, something happened, you fight. for the property that you work together. Means when you get married, whatever you make during the marriage is considered as harta sepencarian. Means what? Jointly owned by you, husband and wife. Even though the wife is not working, you must understand that. I'm letting you your right as a wife, huh? Yeah, ladies, you hear me. You hear me carefully. Once you get married, from day one, you get married, whatever property, asset that is obtained by the husband is considered as jointly owned by you and your husband. Even though if you are not working. Even though if you are not working. Are you following me? Dengar tu. PG dengar tu PG. Rahimah. Jangan main. So, in the case of divorce, even if he passed away, he's entitled to maximum of 50% of the asset owned by the husband, which is procured, obtained after the marriage. Okay? Even though you are not working. Why? Provided, remember just now, you have given your consideration to the husband, which is provided you are loyal to the husband. You do your work at home, you're not working. You take care of the children. There's no proof that you have not done your responsibility. You don't have any other men beside your husband. You never fail to fulfill your duties. So when you have done your work at home, taking care of everything, means what? You have provided a peace of mind to your husband. That's the argument. That make your husband able to do the work outside without any worry. That is considered as your consideration or your contribution to the wealth of the family. Dengar yang tu Fizi. Rahimah beritahu. Dengar Fizi? Are you listening Fizi? So she is entitled. I can mention many cases in Malaysia. They can get that one, no problems. Up to 50%. Last time between Halim Saad and Nur Aini, Halim Saad, there was Nur Aini, Halim Saad, Halim Saad was having a big share at that time, share and that UMNO entrusted to him. He said that in the court of law, and during that time, Halim Saad go to the civil court, Then Nur Aini appoint Kapal Singh. Anybody know Kapal Singh? I think know Kapal Singh, isn't it? Good lawyer, opposition at the time, to the court of law. And then Kapal Singh moved against it, said what? Because in Malaysia, the marriage ceremony, the marriage contract cannot be heard under the civil court. Must be heard by the court Mahkamah Syariah. Understand? For the Muslim. So at the court, then Kapal Singh said, Yang Arif said, as far as we know that this is Muslim marriage, so Yang Arif has no right to sit on the case. It has to be the Mahkamah Syariah. Let's go to Mahkamah Syariah, means what? 50% belong to the wife. So then the late Ghaffar Baba negotiate, I think they give 30 million. But Halim Saad is trying to, at that time, say that Nur Ain has not performed the duty. He come back, Nur Ain pukul dia, things like that, hit him, blah, blah, blah. Then the lawyer said, it cannot be because he is very small and you are the karate, taekwondo, black belt. How can he threaten you? A lot of story. A lot of story. Finally, they managed to settle a few millions settlement. Means what? That's real. And you must remember one thing. When you go to court, everything will come out. People will say everything. It's no more secret. And we can discuss about it. It's public knowledge. That's why people don't want to go to court normally. Because everybody will know about it. It become the future law, reference law. Okay? So, back to the story just now. Siapa tadi? Mira, Mira. Back to the story just now. Then your husband married another one. And then, somehow you don't agree. You sanggup tak, Mira? When your husband married another one, you want to you stay to your husband or you want to divorce? Mira, what do you think? Oh, sang. Kau dengar tu. Main. Say gaduh, divorce. Then go to the court. And Mira said he wants to claim on the asset that he obtained. Bila kahwin, siapa boyfriend tadi saya lupa? PG Siapa boyfriend ni? Lupa saya tadi. Kimi. Go to court. Mira said, when we got married, my husband doesn't have anything. I give her all the money because Mira ni come from a rich family. I give him all the money, blah blah blah, and he become rich. But it puts under his name because I trust him. Blah blah. We can say anything. No, he will take care of him, blah, blah, until he become very successful millionaire. Now I want my part. At least my contribution. So when you go to the court, the court said what? The marriage in Thailand is not recognized here in Malaysia. Means what? It is not legal. Tak sah is different. The nikah is sah, but not recognized as legal. There's two different things. Means you have no right to claims on anything. Understand? Understand? Girls? You understand all the girls? Don't play. You understand? Don't play on these things. The conclusion, no, bukan yang kahwin lari. You can go there while you are still in love. Cloud 99. You must come here and register here. And register, get recognized. Of course, you have to pay the penalty, the compound, things like that, because you run away. But you come here, you pay the compound, then it become legal. Get recognized. Once it become legal, you have all the right. Jangan begitu bapak tau saya ajar. Mira, jangan begitu bapak. You must endorse it here. That's what happened when I joined UPM. Then a lot of my friends, a lot of your lecturers, not the young one now, the senior one, Professor Datuk one, they got married during that time when they studied overseas. Overseas. They never endorse and get recognized in Malaysia. So I call them one by one who I know, one by one. You got married, you love each other, Islamically, you have done a good job, but you are not fair. Why? You never legalize the marriage here. Anything happen, your wife will have a problem. For example, if you pass away, the children don't want to pass, the children, you married another one, whatever it is, they have a problem because your merit is not recognized. So you must get recognized. Nobody realize it. So I advise them so what to do? Get recognized, no problems. So let go and see the religious officer. So prove that you have done the nikah there in US, in UK. I'm quite sure you have the photo, things like that, blah blah, to make a proof that you have done whatever. You have a friend who witnessed it. Go there, go to the pejabat agama and endorse it. They will issue a new certificate. You become your wife become recognized. Is so much different. See, you see. Saya memahami hati seorang perempuan, betul tak, student? It's very bad. So most of them do it. That's very important. Oh, Sah Imran baru masuk, apa hal ni? It's very important. It's very important. I don't know, maybe I don't know. Some of you, your mother is not having the certificate, proper certificate. Now you must advise your mother. I don't know. It happened. So many of you, 50 of you. Anything can happen. Okay, any question about contract? If I finish the contract, I go beyond what is supposed to be taught in class. Because I intend to go on this one. Okay. Anything? So it's formalities. Then breach of contract means what? This is the line. First argument is no contract. Second argument is the other party will say that there is no breach of contract. Mean they have done their responsibility. For in construction said, but your what you have done is not enough because the job was not done according to spec. That's the argument of the contract. So the thing is, they said the contract has got a limitation. Limitation means what? Defect liability is over. I am no more responsible to repair. Understand? That's the argument. And then the breach did not result in damage. Even though I didn't fulfill the contract, but you lose nothing. That's the line of defense in the court of law. The last one is, the damage is not foreseeable at the time of the contract when it was made. It's not foreseeable. Suddenly there is a COVID-19, so I don't see that. Suddenly it's COVID-19, so I cannot supply the material because government does not allow the material to come here. That is the argument of the people against the claim of those who breach the contract. But those who claim, they must prove that the contract exists, the other party breached the contract, the damage has been done, then he suffer from the damage, and the damage is possible. That's the argument in the court of law. You must show proof this one, you want to claim. Everybody follow me. I will ask you in court, in the exam, for example, what should you do to prove that you can claim for the contract? You must argue along this line. Give an example. Even in the marriage, people want to claim for the divorce. They said, they have to show first they are husband and wife. Second, they have to show that the husband want to claim for divorce, breach the contract. Why? The husband, boleh tak kata husband kahwin lain breach the contract? Boleh tak? Emira, boleh tak kata husband kahwin lain dia dah breach contract? Can we say that? Mira, boleh tak? Si husband kahwin lain breach the contract? As a Muslim, can you say that? Tak boleh. Because you cannot sign a contract as a Muslim, the husband tak boleh kahwin lain. Because it's against the law. Tak boleh. So you can say husband breach the contract because the husband never come back to the house for how many days without any pesan, without anything. They left the house for more than how many days? They fail to give anything. That one is considered as breach of contract. The husband didn't protect the safety of the wife. Balik pukul-pukul, hit the wife. The damage, you must mention the damage lah. Okay. Okay. So this is the argument of the defendants, the claimants, who claim for the breach of contract. This is the argument on how to defend the contract. Okay, any question? Interesting tak contract? You can talk about it for hours and hours. Give you a lot of examples, but we don't have enough time for that. Any question? So, what can be claimed in the contract for the breach of contract? The claim bila dia bagi, dia call awards, ganti rugi, awards, damage awards. What can be claimed? First is general damage. General, what's general? Actual loss suffered. Actual loss suffered. How much is the loss suffered? You see, normally what? The artists always go to court and claim. Normally artists, people doing the business. And ever since, what is the loss? They don't pay. The artists want to have a show. Suddenly, they don't pay for the show. The show was cancelled, so they have to pay for the artist. It's general. What they promise, general damage. They mentioned consequential damage. Apart from the real damage, other damage caused by the general damage, consequential. Other damage caused by the damage, because you cannot fulfill the completion of the renovation. There is LAD there. So got to pay for LAD. But on top of that, you lost some other things. Aggravated damage. This what? This is something to do with the mental. Say because you cancel that one, now your name is down the drain, nobody trusts you, you feel ashamed, you cannot go out. There's aggravated damage. So the court, you convince the court, because of that you suffer mentally. Punitive damage is what? You want to punish the one who have breached the contract, so that the public will learn from it, because he cheated. So on top of all this one, you want the court to pay higher. For example, let's say Najib didn't fulfill the contract. Then the people said, I want him to become an example that even though he is prime minister, he must fulfill the contract. Punitive damage. Okay? Any question? But in the court of law, the plaintiff who made a claim, he got the responsibility to mitigate the damage. Means what? He does, for example, the construction of the house, the project is being terminated. The plaintiff take over. Then somebody break into the house. But plaintiff already the side. So actually the plaintiff have the duty to mitigate means what? To lessen the damage. Once to help to lessen the damage. Jointly responsible. Understand? This is what the law said. And some of the damage is contractual, just like your liquidated LAD is pre-estimated loss. So that one is very easy, cannot run away. You means what? You don't have to go to the court, you can implement already in the project. Means you don't have to pay the client 100% because he is delayed. You can deduct from the progress payment. This LAD, liquidated asset damage. Remember or not? Remember LAD? Remember? Adib, remember Adib? LED? Apa dia LED? Adib? Adib Hilman. Are you around? Adib Hilman. Mana Adib Hilman? Tidur ke? Ada kan Adib? Ke tidur? Oh, tahu Izzah pergi tandas Kawan setia untuk membela. Okay? But the penalty cannot be unreasonable. Means what? People can argue. Let's say you put a very high penalty for the day. One day 3,000, but the project is only worth 100,000. So it is not fair. The penalty must be reasonable. Otherwise, it is not enforceable. LED must be reasonable. So how do you want to calculate the LED? For example, you are building a house. You are taking loan. So LED, you pay the loan interest 4% or 8%. Normally, they put LED for the late delivery is 8% of the price of the house. Must be reasonable. So there's a calculation. Okay, it's about time already now. I finished the chapter on contract. Any question? Any question? I can assure you, inshallah, there will be question about contract in the exam. Somehow. Tak ada soalan Semua faham? All the lecture okay? Did you learn something today? Ada 42 student Haziq hari ni. Tak boleh lebih sign 43 orang, 42 orang saja sign. Now you understand contract and how you should make a claim, things like that. Okay, Zik, ada 42 orang saja attendance? Cannot be. I will check. Not 47, it's only 42. Dia orang tak attend the class. Dia orang ni, I have all the list here. I have all the list here. Dia orang ni pandai lah nak kelentung-kelentung Because we can check back the attendance from Google. From Google, we have all the attendance list actually. Just that's why you have to be smart. You have the attendance list from Google. And then we can cross check later on. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, next class will be tort law, because next class will be tort law. So can we stop here? Or you want to continue? It's about time already. Okay, then see you again next week on this particular topic, tort law. And then after tort law, we have entrepreneurship. We finish the chapter. Hope you learn a lot from the class. I give example of marriage contract so that Rohimah Srono, you faham. Contract is contract. It's the same. So you understand very well your right later on, especially the ladies. The ladies, you can advise your family members, friends. You're right. I have given advice also, even to my family members. They go to court. The lawyer is not that smart. Sometimes you have to provide the what they call it, the arguments to the lawyer. The lawyer only represent you in court. You must have a strong argument with strong proof if anything happens. Okay then, about time now. See you next week. I hope you can settle your breakfast because you're going to have class after this, isn't it? Your lab, isn't it? Am I right? Is the class on today? Is your lab on today after this? Dr. Eddie take over? Is the lab on? Akmal, lab on tak? Not sure. How come? So there is task for you to do today. I understand from Dr. ID. You have to show proof that you work together. Then you have to send you have to what do you call it? Record your discussion. Just like me, your Google Meet or your Zoom, whatever it is, in your group, you have to record. That will be a proof that you are doing the work today. Okay? Because the university need that as a proof. We just received email that your group work is there because there are marks for your group works. How do you delegate the task among each other, things like that. Discussion is going on. You really come to the discussion. That's considered lab. Okay? Faham tak? You have to record that. Okay, see you next week, Monday. Thank you. Assalamualaikum. Aziz, attendance for what? Email juga Aziz,